welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. As you can see, we are once again a man short, but Lord Scuba Copper is having some family emergencies, so he is PTO, does not need to be submitted. He is cleared. He did send me a quick review of the movie, which I appreciate him for that, and we hope that his grandmother gets a speedy recovery. We know we won't go into details about that.
No,
that's
but
that's
not
not our
definitely
spring
not.
bell.
But we're
we
definitely
won't.
missing our Goose.
Yeah, well, dude, he's our Iceman. He's our Iceman. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Since you bring up Iceman and Goose and all that, of course we have the Psycho Nerd with us as always. We left clues for this movie we're going to be reviewing this week. Nobody commented, which tells me nobody knows what we're talking about. But since he brought up Goose and I brought up Iceman, today we are reviewing Top Gun. Premiering May 12th, 1986, directed by the great Tony Scott on a budget of $15 million. Opening weekend was 8.1. Overall box office, $357.4 million.
Ching to ching.
I'm going to say it was a success. Not by much, but it was a success.
Just a smidge.
Yeah. Now, I know we've talked about this before, but I want you to say it on camera for the fans. When was the first time you saw the movie Top Gun?
See, that's tricky because I was thinking about this last night. I did not grow up watching this movie. I was actually not a Tom Cruise fan as a kid for whatever reason. I saw him on Risky Business. He rubbed me the wrong way somehow. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm actually a big fan of his now. Back in the day, I used to donate plasma, and I want to say that was in my early 30s. Because they were showing different movies on the TV in the lobby and whatnot. And I remember sitting there watching about 25, 30 minutes of it before it was my turn. And I remember thinking, this is really good. I need to watch the rest of this. And I think within a day or two, I watched the full thing and I was like, man, I missed out on not watching this shit as a kid. This is a fucking damn good movie. It's really good.
I do not remember the first time I saw this movie, but I do know that it was definitely embedded in my DNA early. It's one of those movies that it's quotable. It's cheesy as shit, but you know what? It's the 80s, and that's what we expect from this movie. Before we get into semantics about the movie, let's go over the cast of this movie. Of course, we have Tom Cruise as Maverick, Val Kilmer as Iceman, Kelly McGillis as Charlie, Anthony Edwards, who we just talked about in Revenge of the Nerds not too long ago, as Goose, Tom Skerritt as Viper, Michael Ironside as Jester, James Tolkien as Stinger, and he passed away recently, so kind of fitting here. Meg Ryan in a small role as Carol Bradshaw, and of course, one of my favorite pilots in the movie, Tim Robbins as Merlin, who, I'm sorry, he's a little too tall to be in the backseat of a cockpit of a plane, and trust me, I know. I've sat in the backseat of a F-18, and it's cramped. So
I'll take your word for it. And you did say Tom Skerritt, right?
I did say Tom Skerritt.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I zoned out for a second there.
Since we bring up Tom Skerritt, I do want to talk about one of my favorite roles of a movie he was in, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this. And this is such a chick flick, but it's one that I love, and it's Steel Magnolias. He's fucking brilliant in that movie.
Love him.
I don't know if he got a nomination for Best Supporting, but he should. He's such a funny character in that movie, and of course he can be serious when he has to. But he's just him and Weezer. Just the back and forth. It's fucking hilarious.
Weezer, you look like hammered shit. Don't you talk to me like that. Oh, I'm sorry. You look like regular shit.
No, when she cuts in the armadillo gray icing cake with the red velvet, cuts off the tail end and he looks and goes, "Thank you, Weezer. Nothing like a good piece of ass."
Yeah. It is definitely a girl's flick, but I've always loved that movie. It's very well done, very funny. We'll maybe talk about it again further someday. But yeah.
Moving on to the fun facts about Top Gun. The Navy partnered with the producers, allowing them to shoot on actual aircraft carriers and use real jets. But the Pentagon charged them $1.8 million for the access. I kind of get that. They're having access to some secret stuff. I totally get that.
Yeah.
The fictional MiG-28 in the movie was actually a Northrop F-5E/F Tiger II painted black. And you'll notice, not just in Top Gun, but in the movie Iron Eagle, which is the Temu Top Gun, the bad guys, when they're in the cockpit, we never see their face. Their visors are blacked out. and you never see their facial structures. And I think that's brilliant because they didn't want to pinpoint a particular threat at the time. They didn't want to,
Mhm.
it's the Russians or it's this or it's that. They didn't want to do that. It's like,
Smart.
it's
Very
neutral.
smart.
It's fucking brilliant. It's smart. Yeah. And they did the same thing in Top Gun Maverick, as a matter of fact. They did the very same thing. So it makes sense. A stunt pilot actually died while filming this movie when his plane failed to recover from a flat spin, which tells me they were doing it when Maverick and Goose go into the jet wash and spin out of control. Tony Scott paid a naval commander on the bridge $25,000 of his own money to keep the carrier on the specific course for a desired shot as they were about to turn. And this is in the behind the scenes special features on the DVD and the Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken, that they were going to turn, and Tony says like, well, I need the sunset or whatever, and the commander was like, well, it's going to cost about $25,000 if we don't turn. He grabbed his checkbook, he wrote the check, he goes, here you go, and the commander obliged. Which is
why did it cost that much? I wonder. Like
the
what?
military, man, come on, it's the military. Navy
Yeah, we'll just go with
recruiters
that.
set up tables at movie theaters when it hit theaters, and applications for the Navy skyrocketed. I've said this many, many a time, and I'm not the only one. Top Gun influenced a lot of young men and women to join the Navy. And us growing up where we grew up, we had a naval air station. We knew that there were aircraft that the Navy had. But to the regular person, the Navy is just ships. Not everybody knows. I mean, we know about carriers, but I was always under the influence that it was a different branch, like the Air Force or some shit. No, Navy aviators are in the Navy. They're not in the Air Force, which I had a dude one time try to tell me, oh, guys that fly on the carriers, they're in the Air Force. I'm like, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. Like, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. Like, no, I was stationed on one. I know. Shut up.
Are you sure you weren't talking to the old man?
No.
Mr.
No.
I know everything?
No, he would know better. He would know better. He would know.
Okay, that's true. He would know better.
It was
Okay,
some random kid. I was playing Call of Duty one day, and he was just ranting on, and I ended up having to mute him because he was stupid. Trying to tell me he was an Air Force colonel, and he was like 20. And I'm like, okay, this is not Starship Troopers. Calm down. Take My Breath Away by Berlin won them an Oscar for Best Original Song. But here's the funny part about that song. They hate performing it. They hate performing it. They fucking hate it. It seems like every big band that has that one big hit, they fucking hate performing it. It's fucking hilarious to me.
It's like Sir Mix-a-Lot. He hates singing
Baby Got Back.
Baby Got Back. He hates it. He can't stand it. It's like, dude, that's a great song. Oh, I don't like it. Like, oh, come on.
Val Kilmer did not want to do the movie, but he had a multi-movie contract, so he had to be in it. And I think he's the fucking MVP of the movie. He steals the show. He's such a dick. He's such an ass in this movie.
I don't know. For me, it's Goose. I love Goose.
Speaking of Goose, segue into Anthony Edwards is the only actor that did not vomit while in the fighter jets. The only one. Tom Cruise had to wear lifts for his scenes with Kelly McGillis. He's 5'7", she's 5'10". That makes sense.
Ooh, that's funny.
You know what?
Hey,
I've always argued that how can Tom Cruise be the savior of the world in War of the Worlds, but he's not even at average male height. I have a total issue with that sometimes. And the final fun fact, and this one I did not know this. I had to dig deep for this one. The following actors were considered to play the role of Maverick. And this is a very who's who list of the time, and even some of them even now. And there's one surprise on here that I never saw, and I'm curious how it would have gone had they picked this particular person. Matthew Modine.
Ooh.
Patrick Swayze.
Man.
Emilio Estevez. Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God.
John Cusack. Matthew Broderick. Sean Penn. Michael J. Fox.
What?
Scott Baio. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
Charlie Sheen. Rob Lowe. Eric Stoltz. John Travolta. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. And the wild card in this list, I saved him for, even though I don't have him last. He's not last on my list, but he's last on our hearts. Ace Ventura himself, Jim Carrey.
He was a nobody back then. What the hell?
No, he had done a couple of movies at that point. I think he had done
a couple, but nothing major.
Yeah, but
He
he
hadn't
was
even done In Living Color yet.
no, that wouldn't be for another 4 or 5 years.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Jim Carrey was in the running for the role of
Wow.
Maverick. Yeah.
That's insane. I have a couple of fun facts myself.
Go, please, please.
Did you know that Tom Cruise sorry, was originally offered the role for this movie back in 1983, but he was in London doing Legend at the time. Remember Legend?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, well, I thought that was interesting how it was offered to him so far behind. He only accepted the role if he was going to be able to fly in the actual movie. He wanted to actually fly the jets because it turns out, as a kid, he wanted to be an actor and he wanted to fly. So he got the best of both worlds in this movie. So
Yeah, he did.
kudos to him. He has a lot of good fun stories on the bonus features for this movie. He's got a lot of fun things to talk about.
Yeah.
And kudos to getting him to do the interview. Harold Faltermeyer, who did the soundtrack, wrote the theme of this movie before they filmed the movie, which is unheard of. That usually doesn't happen. Usually the movie's over, they let them watch the movie, then they figured stuff out. Nope, he had it all figured out before that. And that's insane.
It's funny because the Top Gun anthem is fucking iconic. It is. If you hear it, and anybody who's been in the Navy, you hear it, it's like, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it just gives me this little boost of energy. It's like, oh, I needed this. Yes.
And that's what I love about the opening of the movie, how it starts out real low. It's like they don't play the full theme. They just kind of start with the opening bit. It's real low. They're putting everyone's name on the screen. And as soon as they hit the director's name, Danger Zone kicks right the fuck in, and it's like, oh my God, it's like an adrenaline rush.
You know,
it's so funny. Fucking awesome.
People have asked me, being in the Navy and working with the aviators, like, what was it like watching flight ops on a carrier? My dude, you know, it's loud, it looks chaotic, but it's a very well rehearsed play that those gentlemen and women on the flight deck. And keep in mind, the average age of people on the flight deck is 19 to 20 years old. These are kids not even old enough to drink yet they're responsible for multi-million-dollar aircraft. And they make it look so simple, but yet there's a lot going on. Yeah. Definitely. There are times, because I worked nights, I'd go out there and they'd be doing night ops. Just go out there and it's exactly the way it is in the beginning of both this one and Maverick. I thought that was cool that Maverick did the same intro. Yes, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I thought it was very fitting.
But it was on a different carrier. In Top Gun, it was on the Enterprise, which is no longer commissioned. It's actually they decommissioned it and they're making another Enterprise, I believe. They're making another carrier named Enterprise. And, for the Star Trek fans, we love that. And then in Maverick,
how many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah. And then in Maverick, it was on the Stinking Lincoln, the Abraham Lincoln. They called the Stinking Lincoln. Yeah. Most carriers have a little nickname. Like the Nimitz, the ship that I was on, was called the Old Salt, named after Chester Nimitz. Not every one of them has one, but I know the Kitty Hawk, they call it the Shitty Kitty. I'm not even making that up.
I believe you. I
believe the Roosevelt, I believe they call it the Big Stick, because he had a quote saying, "I speak softly, but I carry a big stick." So they called it the Big Stick. So that makes sense. And then, of course, the Lincoln, the Stinking Lincoln, So, yeah, just an extra fun fact that did not have notes on, but it makes sense.
Yeah, when you say that, it just reminds me of Stinky Linky.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I was
random reference. But
random reference. Any other fun facts you got?
I think that was it, because I actually took the time to watch some of the bonus features, and I was like, oh, you know what? I should be writing this down. This is actually kind of informative. I didn't know that about the theme song.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. And again, like I said, the Top Gun anthem is very iconic. It's symbolic of the movie, not just the movie, but also the Navy in general. And they even redid it for Maverick. I don't think it was not the same. They redid it, and I'm like, it didn't have the same pomp and circumstance as the original. I'd have been okay with them using the original. I would not have bitched about it, not even a little bit. But
probably just to make it somewhat different. But I think that's more of a nostalgic thing. Like you would have preferred it being the original.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But let's be fair here. The whole fucking soundtrack for this movie,
incredible.
between the original music and the actual songs they used, it's all across the board. It's phenomenal.
Kenny Loggins has like 3 songs on this fucking movie. Playing with the Boys, which plays during the volleyball scene that everybody talks shit about, including Scuba. Like I said, Scuba was supposed to send a video. He will not be sending a video. He's been stuck taking care of some stuff, but I do
Yeah,
have
he's
his
busy.
notes. I will read that at the end when we give our review or our grade of the movie.
Cool.
But what is there to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? This is I'm sorry, and I know, oh god, this reminds me when I was still in the military, living in San Diego, where Top Gun is at. Took pride in that, by the way. They tried to do another Top Gun like movie. The Navy backed it, and it flopped. And the movie was called Stealth with Jessica Biel.
Oh, I was at the
Flopped.
theater when that shit came
It
out.
flopped. I remember we got they were giving out free tickets to the movie for the military. We had went. I'm like, fuck, this movie sucks.
Dude, I screened that movie because I was working projection at the time. I screened
Yeah.
it by myself. I fell asleep.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's like
Hey.
the most memorable thing of that movie is two things. Spoiler alert for anyone who's never seen it. Jamie Foxx actually dies in the movie, which I was like,
Oh, I forgot about that.
it's like, what the fuck ever? You killed the coolest guy in the movie.
Yeah.
Jennifer Biel in a bikini.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jennifer Biel in a bikini definitely will sell any movie.
Yeah, it would.
But what is
Chuck and Larry?
and we get introduced in this movie. We get introduced to Maverick almost right away. We know he's a bit of a hothead. He doesn't he's kind of like Han Solo if you want to think about it. He just flies by his own rules. He doesn't give a shit if he gets in trouble. And when he's being yelled at by the fucking commander at the beginning, you've been busted 2 times, put in CAC by me, by several flybys, and one admiral's daughter, Penny Benjamin. And it's funny because Penny Benjamin will come back into play in the second one because I remember hearing her name going, I know that name. And then it clicked like halfway through the movie. Oh my God, fucking Maverick boned her in the first one. We just never saw it.
Nope. And it was nice that they brought her back for the sequel.
Yeah,
Since
and
McGillis
Jennifer
wasn't coming
Connelly.
back.
Oh my God, Jennifer Connelly. Jesus Christ.
She's aged pretty well. I give her that.
Yes.
But
we see that Cougar, there's a MiG, and Cougar just has a meltdown. He's got a wife and a kid. He's more focused on that than his job. He has a bit of a time landing. When he finally does, he goes to the commander, goes, I've lost the edge, and he fucking throws in his wings. He's done. And I'm like, wow. And the fact it's in the movie, it does happen. Guys just don't have the edge anymore, and I'm out. I'm gone.
And that's because they weren't even in a battle. It was just a situation that just got a little potentially crazy, and he kind of hit pretty quick. And what's cool is that the guy that plays Cougar was actually in Christine. He played the best friend.
Yeah, of course he was. Yeah.
But I felt bad for the guy. Didn't he say that he hadn't even met his daughter yet, or something?
Yeah.
I remember that
for a while. Yeah, they've been out at sea for a minute. So, and that does happen where a wife is pregnant and then we got to deploy, and then you get back and the kid's already like 4 or 5 months old. It does happen.
It's a damn shame. But at least with today's technology, that makes things somewhat better, I think.
Or you do what me and Suzanne did, and we had a deployment baby. You come back from deployment, you have a kid. 9 months later, here comes baby. Yeah, it's not uncommon for military families after a deployment to have a kid. It's not uncommon. It does happen. But we didn't talk about the because I was inverted. Given the bird, and then freaking Goose is like, I got a Polaroid. Snap. I should be a photographer. I'm good at it. And he's shaking the Polaroid in the back seat. Like, what the fuck?
Who carries a camera inside of a fucking ship? Who does that?
Why not? Maybe he needed survival, in a survival bag. He had a Polaroid camera. He wanted to take pictures.
I guess so. I guess he just figured, maybe something really cool will happen while I'm up here. Who knows?
Yeah. They're talking to the commander, and Cougar was number 1. Maverick was number 2. Cougar just lost the edge. He's done. Maverick's number 1. He's sending these 2 characters to Top Gun. So we end up to Fightertown, USA, San Diego. Actually, no, it's not San Diego. Miramar is, I think, in Oceanside, which is not far from San Diego. Either here,
San Diego.
I am not gonna go through geography of California right now. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I just know it's in the San Diego area, Southern California. And we get the scene in the fucking room with all the aviators are sitting there. We're introduced to Iceman almost right away, and he's sitting there with a pen, flicking it, and which I have tried to master that for years, and I cannot do it. My hands are way too fucking big. My fingers are way too fat, so I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I can do it with a credit card though, which is weird.
I can do chopstick, like drumsticks and shit. I can flip those. Back when I used to do percussion back in the band, but beyond that, a pen, forget about it. And Pitch Perfect, the Asian chick, when they're on the bus,
Yeah.
she's flipping her damn pen around. I'm like, I can do that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're introduced to the class. We're introduced to Slider and of course Iceman, Merlin, all these other guys with their call signs, and they're done. We're introduced to Viper and to what was Ironside's name again? Jester. We're introduced to Jester and Viper, and when they're all done, Maverick has that moment with Viper, like, I'm the best pilot in the room. That's pretty arrogant coming from you. Like, well, yeah, no, I like that in the pilot. Just remember we're on the same team. They get up, and then Iceman, the plaque for the alternates is in the ladies' room. Like,
I love Goose's reaction to that.
Yeah, kill
So
me.
funny.
Hey, there's 2 O's in Goose.
What's crazy is that they represent the 1% of the top flyers in the world.
The elite.
Right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
elite. Yeah.
You don't get any better than that.
No, they don't. They really don't. And for somebody who's worked with aviators, they are the most arrogant motherfuckers I have ever met, but they are also some of the coolest people you will ever meet. They are most, not all, but most are very down to earth. They understand what their job entails. And when you're in port and you get to work with them a little bit, hey, we're having shots. You want one? Sure. What are y'all drinking? Whiskey. Straight?
Just don't tell him cranberry. Just don't tell him cranberry juice.
Yeah, no shit. Right?
Yeah, we're not gonna go back to that. But
no, we're not gonna go back to that. We're introduced to Charlie. She ends up, Maverick is fucking throwing all of his riz at her. Find out she's the instructor, and he's like, "Oh, fuck!" And then we get the story about the MiG that he's like, we could talk to you about the MiG, but it's classified. And she's like, "What do you mean it's classified?" He's like, "It's classified. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you." Like, fuck. And then they're talking about the MiG, and they, well, if you were that close, how could you see him? Because I was inverted. And then Val Kilmer ad-libbed it, and it's so fucking fun. I think that was the first loser sneeze, because I never heard that before this movie, and we've seen it before, we've seen it after. Bullshit. No, really, he did it. I was there. It was quite awesome.
I was giving him the bird, the finger. He actually flips her off. Like,
I know what the finger is, because I'm sorry, I hate when it does that. It doesn't on its own. Fuck. People don't give Anthony Edwards enough credit. He's actually pretty funny.
He really is in this movie. He's a very likable guy. I love the way he plays the character, how he's very devoted to his family. He enjoys his job, but
he's also very loyal to Maverick,
He very much is. Well, even Maverick tells him that he's the only family he has. That's why what happens later in the film is so damn heartbreaking.
And especially when you find out that he has a kid, a little boy. Yeah.
That will come into play in the sequel. But
yeah, definitely. And it's funny, when I saw, we're getting off topic of the first one, when I saw who was playing in the second one, who was playing Rooster, I saw the name Rooster and I went, is that going to be Goose's kid? And then I saw how he looked, and I forget his name, but
Miles Teller, I believe.
Miles Teller, yeah, with that mustache. I'm like, is this AI? Are we de-aging at this point? No, it was legit Miles Teller, and he looked just like Anthony Edwards in fucking Maverick, or in Top Gun. It's like, whoa.
They did a good job.
They never talked about it in the trailer, which I'm thankful for, but I was able to put 2 and 2 together and go, that's fucking Goose's kid, and his name is Rooster. It's fucking clever. I love it.
Top notch. Speaking
of Goose, we have that scene where he goes in the Maverick's room. Maverick's still kind of half awake, and he's like, dude, you're doing some stupid shit. I have a family to think about, and Goose is there to ground Maverick. I think that's why in the sequel you see Maverick is just doing whatever the fuck he wants, because he doesn't have that anchor to weigh him down. I'm not saying that Goose is a bad thing. Goose is an incredible thing in his life. He needed that. And when he loses them, when they go in that, and let's talk about that for a second. That's on Iceman. Iceman would not get out of the way. He did not have the shot, and he zoomed right in front of him. They go right through the jet wash. Fucking plane goes out of control. They lose the engines. They fly out to sea. We see the canopy open. Maverick goes out just fine, but fucking Goose head first into that canopy. And that glass is designed to take a lot of fucking punishment.
I was going to ask about that.
and he hit that full force with a rocket on his ass going up. He hit it. He probably died almost instantly. Like, it snapped his neck in half. He was done.
Probably.
So I'd like to think he didn't feel anything. I like to think that.
We would like to think it, but who knows?
Yeah. But we lose Goose. Maverick, downward spiral. He just cannot focus. And I don't blame the guy. I really don't. I don't blame the guy.
It's like losing your brother, man. Like, literally, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like literally 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's gone.
Yeah.
And he feels unbelievably responsible for the situation. He
Yeah.
feels like he doesn't even blame Iceman at all. No, there's no thought
No.
process on that. It's like, you know what? It was my fault. I was trying to get in to get the shot. I did it. And he feels the worst feeling of guilt.
At the end of the day, though, it's not even Maverick's fault. It's Iceman's fault because he's the one that flew in front of him. You know,
See,
Maverick.
I could see both parts of the argument. Like, okay, Iceman should have gotten out of the way, but at the same time, you could argue that Maverick should have been a little bit more patient with the idea. Like, okay, you know what? Maybe you should take the shot, but at the same time, it's a balance that just never, you know.
But he was a safe distance away. Iceman just kind of just flew right in front of him, and you know.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair.
We go through all this. We're skipping parts, and there's really, in all reality, this movie's fucking incredible. I mean, we're gonna skip parts of this movie. I definitely want to know, and we'll get to that at the end of the episode, what everybody else thinks of this movie. But we get to the, Viper's like, keep sending him up. Like, he'll get over it, and he fucking snaps on, what was that pilot's call sign?
Shit, I forget. The guy from the Karate Kid 2, what the hell? Because he's the only time in the movie he really gets any lines. That's why I had trouble remembering his name.
Yeah.
But let me pose a question to that. The fact that Viper was like, yeah, keep sending him up. Was that a good idea or was that a bad idea to keep sending Maverick up?
Depends on the person, because you gotta think, you're in a military mindset. You really, and from somebody who went through something similar when mom passed away, and I had to go back to the Gulf in a war situation, you got to fucking suck it up and get over it at that point. I know it's a fucked up thing to say, but it's the fucking truth. You know, get over it, rub some dirt on. I know this sounds so fucked up. This is so Gen X shit here. Rub some dirt on it and move on. And sometimes you need to plow through the shit to get to the greener pastures on the other side.
So basically, you're saying it's a situation where it's like, okay, dude, I understand you're grieving really hard on this. This is hitting you really hard, but this is something that's supposed to be important to you. This is your future right here.
Yeah.
And you need to move forward. You know what? I know you hate it. I know you hate the franchise, but it reminds me of the scene from Lord of the Rings after, spoiler alert, after Gandalf falls. And they're all saddened up by the whole thing. And Aragorn is like, all right, get everybody up. Let's go. We got to go. And he's like, oh, give them a moment for pity's sake. By nightfall, this place will be swarming with orcs. We got to move. We got to go. You got to move forward. It's the same situation as much as everyone was having trouble with it.
It really is.
So,
and Maverick goes to Viper's house, talks to him. We get little hints here and there about something that his father had done during, I guess, the Vietnam War, but it's classified. Nobody ever talks about it. Maverick goes, what I'm about to tell you is classified, and I could lose my career because of what I'm going to tell you, but you deserve to know. And he pretty much tells him exactly what Maverick needed to hear, is that nothing was his fault. It was just circumstance, but they had to bury it because it was the government and all this other shit. So they buried the truth, whatever. We get to the graduation. Of course, Iceman wins because Maverick wasn't there. And that's my thing. At that point, it should be a consolation prize. Like, Iceman, you only won it because you took out the competition. I know that wasn't his intent, but that's what he did. Mm-hmm. There's an uprising. They have to go back out to the Enterprise. They get orders, and they get out there. They're doing the brief. They're in the war room. They're all done. They're putting Maverick on the Alert 5 aircraft, so he's pretty much on standby, waiting to go out. And Iceman goes, Commander, in regards to Maverick, and I find it funny. Iceman is like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be with Maverick. Da, 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 da. They get in the heat of the battle. Fucking Iceman cracks bad, like to the point where Maverick's like, supersonic, I'll be there in 2 minutes. And Maverick fucking saves the day as well. He should. One of my favorite lines in this movie is when he's got Merlin in the back seat in the Rio, and then the MiG is right behind him. He's like, you're letting him get closer. He's like, I'm letting him. He's like, what are you doing? You're slowing down. I'm letting you get closer. You're doing what?
Yeah.
What are you doing? He's like, I'll hit the brakes. He'll fly right by. And sure
And I love that. I love how because Maverick does that move in the opening of the film when they're doing the training simulation in the planes,
it just
where
looks like,
he hits
what
the brakes and just backs up. I love how we use that exact same maneuver in order to hit the last target
yeah.
to ice the last target. I thought that was a nice touch. And going back to what you were saying about Maverick and his father, I do like how we get only little smidgens of details about that along the way, because that right there is just good storytelling. You're not giving us all the details. You're just kind of, there's a little hint, little hint, little hint until we finally get the full explanation. Not only that, but it's a really good way to explain why Maverick is the way he is. It's almost like he's trying to prove something because he's trying to get out of the shadow of his father because of the bad reputation he's got.
And not just that, but Commander Tolkien says that in the beginning when he's sending the Top Gun. He's like, you got to be better than the other guy. And you know he's talking about his dad. Because I'm pretty sure all these fuckers knew who Maverick's dad was. Dave Mitchell definitely reeked. It was all over the fucking naval aviator lore. So they knew who the fuck he was. So, and it's funny, you talk about the issues with his father, with Maverick. It reminds, and I know I'm going to get shit for this, but it reminds me of Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan became a test pilot because of his father, who had died during a test run. And we saw that in the movie. I don't know how comic accurate that was. I don't think it was even close, but it still tells a story that he's doing it because of his father, but he just bends the rules. He does whatever the fuck he wants. It's the same story, just told in a real setting, not in a comic book setting. But anyway,
look at it.
Maverick shows up, destroys everybody. Eagle 20 splash 2 and takes out and gets 2 kills, which he's the first pilot in a while to get a kill. They're on the flight deck, and then Iceman's like, you, after everything, he's like, hurry the fuck up. And Maverick gets there, and he fucking like, nope, I'm out. He fucking leaves, like he's gonna go back to the carrier. I fucking knew it. Fucking Iceman's just panicking, like, what do I do? What do I do? Maverick, of course, reverses course, goes back, saves the day. But we're on the flight deck, and Iceman's like, hey, you can be my wingman anytime. And then Maverick, not bullshit. You can be mine. And I think that right there, that bond, which we see in the second one, they became friends. They became real. Iceman became his Goose at this point. Iceman became his in
some regard. Yeah.
Yeah, in some regard, and especially with Iceman becoming an admiral, being helping Maverick out the best he can, because Maverick can't seem to get out of the captain's seat, and I mean that in every sense of the word. And then we see he's talking to the commander. He's like, you can go wherever you want, kid. And he's like, I want to go teach a Top Gun. What? Bullshit.
God, heaven help us all, or whatever the hell you said.
God help us all. And then we see Maverick and Charlie in that same bar, and she plays You've Lost That Lovely Feeling. And I hate when she does that. Which we didn't really talk about that, but that happens at the beginning of the movie when he's trying
to like hit on her and whatnot, and then all of them sing in unison, which I love how they reference that in Scream too. When he starts singing to Nev Campbell's character, and he's like, oh yeah, this is from Top Gun. It's like, oh, okay, that nice reference. One other thing about Maverick's character I want to address is that how earlier in the film when they were doing the flight sim, and he ends up leaving his wingman to go try to chase after Viper. And ends up getting hit. And that was one of the things that Iceman was addressing. Like, dude, you're too damn dangerous. You're a good flyer, but you're just too damn dangerous when you're up there. You don't pay attention. You don't listen. And I love how in the final actual battle sequence, he learns this lesson. He's like, come on, Maverick, this guy's right over here. It's like, I am not leaving my wingman. It's like, you know what? That's a great character arc for him, that he learned his fucking lesson from before.
It's definitely, whoever wrote the script definitely did some homework on, and in the storytelling and everything, all that. It definitely, people will shit on it. Oh, it's just campy, cheesy 80s movies. No, it's great storytelling. If you go back and actually pay attention to the movie, the story, it's actually very compelling.
It is. It really is. And as somebody who didn't grow up watching it, I've only seen it. I can honestly say I've seen this movie less than 10 times in my life. And every time I watch it, there's so many scenes throughout the movie where I'm just like, I'm literally, quote a pun, I'm in the zone.
I don't know.
Especially during the final battle sequence. That's another thing about this movie I love. All the footage of the planes flying around. It's done in a way where it's not confusing.
Yeah.
It's easy to pay attention to what's going on. As long as if you're sitting there on your phone, you're going to miss details. You got to pay attention. You got to watch
Yep.
the
It's
fucking
true.
movie. And if you do, everything is done so fucking well. And it got even better with Maverick. So much better with Maverick.
And that,
as good as it was here, it got that much better here.
Here's the thing: is when they were talking about making Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise was like, "I don't want CGI unless we absolutely have to. I want real people in real aircraft." He was adamant about that, and I don't blame him because CGI is a great tool. Don't get me wrong, but if you have access to the real fucking thing, do it. You know, if it costs money, it costs money. You know, fucking pay the money for it.
That's always been my argument. I feel like if it was me and I'm a director, I would only utilize CG as a last resort, especially if you're doing like a horror movie, like a slasher type movie.
Yeah.
I want practical effects. God damn it. Practical is the better way to go because it looks better. Look at The Thing from 1982. Those effects still hold up to this day. And yet you got some movies that have come out within the last 5 years that use CG. And sometimes, not always, sometimes it looks fucking terrible. And this is why I praise the Terrifier series, because that shit is practical and it is so good, it's cringeworthy. And I think that's what it's
I think that for me, that's why I want to watch them again, because it's like the practical effects are real. It's not just some, no disrespect to nerds, but some nerdy kid in the back going, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna draw blood and it's gonna spatter." Like, no, fucking, let's do the real thing. Come on. So save the money for something else. CGI is expensive.
I hate this. Every time I get on camera, my nose won't stop itching.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
It's so fucking annoying.
And we were pretty much all over the place, like we were with Big Trouble in Little China. But we're gonna move on to what the people and the critics think. We're moving on to the Rotten Tomatoes scores. Now we don't have Scuba here to cheat this time. I'm convinced he's looking ahead. I don't know. I just convinced he's looking ahead. But that's okay. He is cool.
He's got insight, man. He's got insight.
That one time, you're here. You can see my screen. I'm like, I really can't. Your screen's reversed. I can't see your screen, but it is what it is. Critics, the tomato meter. What percentage did they like? What is the percentage? What do you think?
I'm going to say both scores are high on this one, in my opinion. I'm going to go 95 on the critics.
Strike that. Reverse it. 9%. It's low. It's low.
What the fuck, man?
Yep.
It's insane.
Now, the fans, the popcorn meter, what do you think it is?
I'm going to put it high on that one too, because I know people love this movie. Let's say 91.
Nope, 83.
God damn it.
It could be higher. Now, in retrospect, I did write down the scores for Top Gun Maverick. I don't see us reviewing that in the near future, so I'm okay giving this information out. I want you to give me two numbers: tomato meter, popcorn meter. Critics, fans. What do you think they are?
Say 80% for the tomato and 92% for the popcorn.
The tomato meter, 96%. It is high. Now, that being said, do you think the popcorn meter, the fan meter, is higher or lower than 96%? We're playing Price is Right right now.
I'm going to say higher.
Oh, look at you. 89. Certified fresh. Top Gun Maverick is a fucking incredible movie.
It is.
Love to review it, but it'd be down the road.
But here's the thing about Maverick. It came out at a time when we needed something like that to come out, because we were just coming out of the biggest part of fucking COVID. Well, movie theaters were closed for as long as they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was something.
The funny part about that movie is that it was done before COVID. They had to shelve it for a minute. The same thing with the James Bond movie that came out. They had to shelve it for a while.
There was a lot of movies that happened too, because they was like, well, we're gonna wait till theaters open up again. They thought it's gonna happen right around the corner, and it didn't really happen that way. It took longer than that. But
COVID changed the world, and some good, some bad, but COVID definitely changed the world. We don't give a shit about the Rotten Tomato scores. We want to know what we think about the movie. So I have Scuba's review here.
Cool.
I'm reading everything he put. I am not going to sugarcoat this. And I'd asked him, can you send me your rate of the flake, and I'll read it out on the air. And this is several messages he sent me. It said, it's a 0. Basically, it's hella gay. The volleyball scene is so homo. Just kidding. I loved that movie. There's nothing I hate about it. The story is solid. The soundtrack is solid. And Kenny Loggins gave us one of the most epic theme songs of all time. It is a solid 5 5 pairs of aviator glasses, which brings me to the point that I initially was going to say, fuck the stars, we're going to do F-14s. But Lord Scuba, in his infinite ways, always a step ahead, is picking aviators. So 1 out of 5 pairs of aviator sunglasses. Scuba gave it a 5. Psycho Nerd, what do you think? What does it deserve?
Oh, you're gonna hate me for this.
Oh no, you're gonna be the dickhead bringing it down, aren't you?
Nah. No, I can't do that because quite frankly, I just watched it last night or early this morning and it still holds up. It's a fun movie. Again, for somebody who's only seen it a handful of times, it's fun every time I watch it. Like you said, it's got a great soundtrack. It's very well made. Love the aerial shots that are done in the film. It's all well done. I would love to. I don't know. I don't think this is on the Blu-ray. I can go back and double check it if they have like, what do they call them? The screenshots, like the drawings they do for movies to kind of play
Storyboard.
out the storyboards. Thank you. I couldn't think of the fucking word. I want to go back and see if they have those because those interest the hell out of me. The whole planning situation. Great soundtrack. It's a fun story. Great characters. If there was any complaint I have about the movie is that Goose gets fucking killed, but I understand it. It's a story element. That's not a complaint. That's just dude, I love Goose. Fuck that shit. That sucks, man. Fuck that. But I can't think of anything to complain about. If anything, maybe some of the scenes with him and McGillis, maybe some of those are a little bit but
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's going to drag down my overall enjoyment of the movie whatsoever. So
Okay.
I got to give it a 5. I can't think of anything about this movie that I can throw any kind of major negative opinion on. It's a fun fucking movie from start to finish. And frankly, I look forward to the day that I can watch it in the theater again because that is so much more fun with the big screen, the surround sound. It's a great experience.
It's funny you bring that up. Before I give my rate, they are
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I know you did. So I can segue into it. They are bringing the Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick in the theaters the week of May 13th for the 40th anniversary. God, 40 years. Fuck. Whew. But and I don't know about it anywhere else, but here they're not doing a double feature. I would pay for a double feature.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't done it yet. Maybe they haven't. I haven't seen anything online about it yet. But as soon as those tickets go on sale, you goddamn right, I'm fucking buying a fucking double feature. And
what day is it supposed to happen?
It goes down the week of May 13th. It's on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I forget what day it is. But
surprised that wouldn't be on sale yet, to be honest with you.
I think they already are, but they haven't advertised a double feature is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And we'll talk about this in a new sub show that we're doing called The Concession Stand. We're going to talk about the popcorn, the popcorn tubs that they're putting out now. We're actually going to talk about that here. And then this is a little sublet show within the show that we'll talk about later. I really wish Scuba could have been there for that because I know he's got a couple. But I need to give my grade. Now, I fucking love this movie. This movie lives rent-free in my head. And and the real truth here, I was supposed to watch it last night. I fell asleep. I was going to wake up this morning and watch it. I ended up sleeping in. I did not watch this movie, but you know what? I don't have to. This movie lives in this fucking little mind, rent fucking free. I can quote this movie. This movie, I'm sorry, is one of the greatest movies of the 80s. As cheesy, as campy as it is fucking phenomenal. And with that said, I am also giving it a 5. And this is historic. Back-to-back weeks, 5 overall scores. This never been done. And I have a feeling, well, no, I don't, because I don't think Scuba likes the next movie we're going to do. Yeah.
What was that again?
We'll talk about it later. But yeah, it's a 5, 100%. This movie can do no wrong in my eye, and I'm okay with that. So I need clues for the next episode, and I did not do that.
You're fired.
Oh, hold on. I can always edit this stuff out too.
Yeah. They're not doing a double feature. They have the showtimes up, but you know what? The way the showtimes are set up for Top Gun and Maverick, you could watch one and then after the other. Yeah, in unison. It is possible. It looks like the showtimes are the same for some reason they're only showing 2 shows of Maverick every day versus 3 of Top Gun, which is weird. It's very weird. So,
Now,
I don't know.
Yeah. This will conclude our review of Top Gun We did talk a little bit about Maverick, but again, they kind of go together, and
They kind of do.
They're both incredible movies. That being said, Psycho Nerd, promote your shit.
All right. Well, you can find the Psycho Nerd podcast on YouTube. I just dropped a new episode a couple days ago. Finally put up the second half of my ranking of all the movies I saw at Fantastic Fest this past year. It took a while to get there, but it's finally there. And you can also find my podcast on my YouTube channel, Repeat Movie Viewer. Feel free to check it out. We're at 28 subscribers. We're trying to get to the 50 marks. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Lord Scuba is not here. I will promote his shit for him. Of course, we have the Cryptic Cringe that is currently on a little bit of a hiatus because they do have a toddler at home, but there are some episodes on there. You can find it on YouTube, as well as the Gore and More podcast. This is a podcast Scuba's been doing for a minute. They review horror and gore and other movies. They have a live stream every Monday on Facebook and YouTube. Just search Gore and More, and you'll find it, as well as Apex Championship Entertainment. This is the promotion that myself and Scuba are on. We are the commentary team as DJ Zodiac and Dick Bigums, the biggest dick in the business. And that's his actual phrase. He's welcome because I made that one up for him.
Dick Bigums.
Yeah. And of course, the wrestling podcast, DJ Zodiac podcast, dropping episodes every Monday. All of the links will be down below in the description. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, and a follow. We are still sitting at 63 subs on YouTube. Let's get that number up high. I'm not worried about Spotify and Apple. If you want to subscribe there, cool. But at the end of the day, YouTube is where the money is. So let's get those numbers up. And because we're going to start giving clues to the next movie, we'll say this will be, looking at my list here, this will be the first movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We'll say that this movie, I'm not even going to give movie lines. I'm just going to give a quick little, there is a break in the team, and this movie exploits it, and we talk about it, and the course of the Avengers and the MCU in general is changed forever because of this movie. And this is, I gave you a little bit of a hint because it's not an Avengers movie. So you can take those 4 out. So if you know a movie we're going to be talking about next week, comment your ideas. Also, I want you to comment what you think of Top Gun, the movie Top Gun. Did you join the military because of it? You know, do you have a similar experience like I did working with aviators in the Navy? Whatever your experience is with this movie, the first time you saw it, if it is a movie that your ex liked or whatever, I want to know. Please comment below. We will definitely talk about it on the show. But for the Psycho Nerd, and of course, Lord Scuba Copper, who's not here, and again, speedy recovery to the grandma, I am DJ Zodiac. This has been the Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. And until next time, kids, remember, there's always time for one more binge. We will see you next time.
You two characters are going to Top Gun. You screw up just this much, you'll be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. Yes, sir. Tell me about the mix some other time. Gentlemen. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.